Peck and welcome to the AusMoto Show. We've kicked off the motorsport season with a bang. It's been nail-biting racing in all of our championships, so let's start this engine and tuck into what's on today's show. Penrite Pro MX racer Emma Milicevic joins us in the studio to chat about her action-packed career and big year ahead with Honda Factory Racing. I catch up with two-time national Japanese champion Hiroki Yokoyama from Empire Kawasaki at Penrite Pro MX. Joel Kelso joins us from his Moto3 adventures as he gets us up to speed on his rookie year. And we go on a tour of the KTM Group's extensive and impressive setup at the Penrite Pro MX rounds to house their Husqvarna, KTM and Gas riders. A cracking show ahead. Remember to follow along on socials using the handle and hashtag AusMoto Show. First up, we have Penrite Pro MX racer from Honda Factory Racing Team, Emma Milicevic. Excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
Well, let's tuck into where it all started for you. So, when you were yay high, little Emma, how did motocross start for you?
Well, it all started from my father. He used to ride when he was younger, and then he got my auntie into it. So she started racing herself. He took her all over the country, and she actually became a Honda Factory rider herself back in the day. So I'm kind of second generation, which is really cool. I was back on the XRs, so really cool. So I'm really stoked to be in the position I'm in with Honda. And then my brother got into it. I used to just be at home watching him, and I was just really eager to give it a go, and that's how it all really started.
That's amazing. Would she have been one of the first ever Honda Factory Racing females in Australia?
Yeah, I think she was. It was her, then I think Rebecca Lipset back in the day. But yeah, she was definitely one of the first. It was really cool.
Wow. And then so you obviously fell in love.
Yeah.
And you found speed pretty quickly because you won two junior national championships. So tell me about racing then. You're only 14, 15. So what did all your friends think about that?
I'm actually not too sure what my friends thought. They were always just there supporting me. I was always very tight-knit with my family. I was always just on the road with Mum, Dad, Joel and Lizzie, just trying to chase my brother down as much as I could. He was always like leaps and bounds ahead of me, so I had like a great pathway for me. So that's, really where the foundation came from, was just trying to chase him, and that's, I guess, where I found my speed.
And so you go to school this whole time as well. So you travel on the weekends, as a family unit, and then weekdays you'd head to school and then you'd do it all again.
Yeah, I was full-time school all the way through. I think VCE we started having a bit more of a tailored program because I needed more time for training, but it was 100% school all week, and then Friday afternoon would hit the road as a family and do what we could.
So 2015 you were leading the national championship, and then something quite pivotal happened to you.
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a roller coaster year for me, 2015. It started off amazing, winning the first round of the Women's Nationals, getting my first proper contract through Thor Australia. But then I had an accident at a regional event and broke my back, which took quite a turn. I obviously had to have the rest of the season off, but it didn't deter me. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what my passion was. So it was full steam ahead into the recovery process, and it's been great ever since.
So what was the recovery like for that? Because, I mean, breaking your back is pretty serious stuff. So it would have taken a lot of physical strength, but also mental strength to come back from that. Yeah,
it did take quite a bit of mental strength. I personally didn't find it too bad because I knew exactly, I had my eyes on what I wanted to do in the future. So I had all my family support, which was another big thing, because I know some people's families, it's a bit of a scary event. So basically as soon as I could, I was up walking and then doing physio pretty quickly, I would say, and that's how I met one of my current sponsors, Ballarat Sports and Exercise Rehabilitation Centre. They've done my whole program for me, and I've been with them since then.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so you got over that, just casually break your back, and then you headed overseas.
Yeah, 2017 was my first season in the GPs, which was awesome. It's one of my lifelong dreams, and it still is. So I headed over there with Dad as a privateer and just tried to do what we could, and it was very challenging but an amazing experience.
Like, how hard is it to go overseas as a female? Like, did you have paths over there that were carved for you? I mean, your dad, he's not exactly a professional racer, so that must have been fairly tricky.
Yeah, it was tricky. I'm lucky that my dad is so switched on because obviously there was not really a path, not really a team I could go straight into. I had support from Yamaha at the time in Australia, but not really overseas, so that made it really difficult. So he was just calling as many shops in Netherlands as he could to see if I could get bikes, and we just did a full-on privateer program how we were in Australia. I had all my gear supplied through Thor, but yeah, we were going just through a shop and doing everything as we were here, renting a car, house, paying for everything, and that's just how we did it.
And was it a steep learning curve to go overseas? Did it surprise you how tough it was going to be and how expensive perhaps it was as well?
Yeah, obviously I was a little bit naive at the time. I think I was only 17, but I knew what the expenses were, but just now looking back, I was like, wow, that's a big burden. I was lucky that I saved a lot of my own money and did a lot of fundraising before I went, but it is a monumental effort for anyone that goes over there. It really is financially and even physically, mentally a massive endeavour.
But you got on the podium.
I did at a international women's event. I was racing Steffi Lai, who's a 3-time world champion, so I'm really thankful to have that opportunity. I got second there at Genk in Belgium. Didn't podium at any GPs. I qualified 7th at Ernay, but then I unfortunately had a crash in that qualifying race, but I showed some speed, which was great.
What goes into being a professional motocross athlete? Like, how much training, diet, because it's a full-time job being an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. My whole world revolves around it. So does my family, so to speak. They support me in everything I do. My diet, physical training, everything is based on what's best for me. I know previously I've tried to do different programs, but the previous years, specifically this year, it's been a massive change to my program. I do a lot of on-bike training, and a lot of my stuff off the bike is a lot of recovery and making sure I'm 100% ready to go for the bike.
Because you've also had some blood issues as well, right? There's a lot that you've had to get on top of.
Yeah, definitely. I think the last 2 seasons, mainly 2020 and 2021, I had some real issues with my health. I couldn't sustain my training program at all. I was sick very often, very lethargic. My body was rejecting almost all food, so it made it seriously hard to compete and be at the level I knew I could be. So I feel a lot of DNA testing, blood work. We're finally on top of that now, so I'm on a very refined diet. As most people that know me would know, it's very tricky, but it's got me feeling great, and I'm really happy with where I'm at.
I offered her a chocolate bar before and she said no.
Definitely not.
I felt very rejected. But
yeah.
And tell us about the support that Honda is throwing behind yourself, and because there's 2 females on the Honda racing team, but you've been a part of them for a little while now. Yeah,
I've been with Honda since 2019. The support that they're giving out to not just females, all male competitors has been really something else, especially now looking at myself and Taylor being on the team, and I think about 3 other girls on Ride Red. It's amazing. Like, I think they're honestly the leading brand right now. You see the pits, it's basically a sea of Honda. That's what you see. It's a community. It's great what they have done, and I think they're really breaking the barriers and showing what brands can do for all competitors, and especially women.
And we've also kicked off the women's championship in the Pro MX. First round was Wonthaggi, which the track was bonkers and the racing was just wild.
Yep.
Next will be round 4 for the Pro MX in Gilman. Tell us how that round went for you, because you had some good results.
Yeah, it was a solid start to the season with regards to points. I honestly wasn't happy with my riding, but in hindsight, it was for the best. I made some real big improvements and changes to my program after that, and I'm feeling really good. I've made a lot of progress since then, both physically, mentally, and just in my program as a whole, and I think it's really going to change my results on track, and I really can't wait.
Tell us about the coaching that you do for young girls, the program that you run.
So there's a few different programs. I obviously do a lot of one-on-one because everyone works different. Some people love one-on-one, some people really thrive in groups. But I run small group sessions usually after school for both female and also male athletes. But yeah, I'm actually really excited. I'm coaching a group of 5 girls tomorrow, actually, cool. Which will be really cool. So yeah.
How do we find out more? EmmaMilicevic.com?
Yeah, EmmaMilicevic.motorcycleacademy.com.au. So you can find me, and also on social media. Yeah.
And what about your goals for life? If you had the opportunity to go overseas again and head back to the GP, is that something you would do?
Oh, I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'd be there right now if I could, to be honest. That's what I'm striving for. It's what keeps me going every day. And honestly, I still get so excited thinking about it. It makes my heart skip a beat a bit, if I'm honest. It's what I'm striving for and what I'm working for. Hopefully next year, I really want to be back there and just keep chugging along until I get there.
Thanks so much for joining us, Emma. Good luck in the Penrite Pro MX MXW Championship. Don't you go anywhere, because right after the break we have Japanese Pro MX rider Hiroki Yokoyama. There's nothing more exciting than when international talent hits the paddock. And pocket rocket Hiroki Yokoyama is here to show us Aussies how it's done, Japanese style.
Yokoyama Haruki です。エンパイア川崎から MX2 に参戦します。Hi, I'm Hiroki Yokoyama. I'll be racing Empire Kawasaki in MX2 class. Last year I came in May, but I had an injury and COVID came in and race got cancelled. But I had a lot of training going on with beaten crews and stuff. So I was kind of lucky, I got like practice time, like on the bike time. So yeah, I've had a really good time in Australia. Kawasaki helped me for this opportunity to race in Australia. My friend Taka, maybe you should, race Australia, to get better yourself and better rider. So yeah, that's how we came. I want to be, compete like a lot of like national and stuff, like nation-wide. So yeah, I want to keep better and stronger.
What do you think about Australians?
Yeah, really funny. Yeah, so easy going, nice personalities, everybody. So yeah, love it being here.
What do you think about chicken parma?
Yeah, big plate. It's really good. I love it. Yeah, Australian style is really easy on the throttle and stuff, like wide open track, and really fast. Japan is like more stop and goes, so it's gonna be pretty tough to be on top, yeah, for sure.
And tell us about your success in Japan and the level of competition in comparison to what you found here.
I had a 2 times All Japan National Champion in 2019 and 2020, and level in Japan is not as big as here, like because I'm in champion, so.
And the best part of this story is that your wife is your mechanic. Tell us how that happened.
Yeah, we got date in 2019, and she was planning to be my mechanic in 2019, and we worked together in my first factory season, and then we got championship together and stuff. So yeah, she has really good technique in working on bikes and stuff. Yeah, so I'm really comfortable with working with her.
Hiroki Yokoyama, number 1. Great to have you here, Hiroki, bringing some international flair to the Pro MX season. Now, all the way from across the water in his Moto3 rookie season, it's Joel Kelso. Joel, last time you were here in this studio with me, it was before the 2022 season had kicked off for you. So, how's it all going?
I mean, it's been a great start to the year, first of all. Like, as in, normally we start the year a little bit slow, but this year, like, we've started it quite strong, in my opinion, like as in just being at the front with the front guys and Well, obviously we had, 5th place start in Argentina, which was awesome. So, I mean, Texas was difficult also for us last weekend, but no, it's been overall a good start.
Has it been a steep learning curve?
No, honestly, no. It's been quite humbling, to be honest with you. It's like it's been difficult, but also it's been something that's not too far out of reach, and I feel like I'm not far away. I just need to make that extra little step to be where I want to be in the front. So honestly, I don't think it was such a shock because I knew what I was stepping into. I knew that it was not going to be easy, and this year they've started the pace so high from the beginning. And every race, everyone's getting stronger and stronger. So it definitely hasn't been easy, but I knew what I was in for. And I think now it's just about adjusting to the little things like how fast the race pace is compared to like FimSev. Like I said, like the speed for one lap is more or less the same, not too big of a difference. But the difference is they do the whole race distance at that speed. And that's what I'm struggling to understand at this moment. But yeah, it's just little things that we got to iron out to be at the front there.
And the track so far, how have you found them?
Yeah, well, I mean, Qatar was quite a difficult track for me. I mean, it was just so fast and flowing and just never been on a circuit like it. Like, I mean, there's nothing like Qatar circuit. So that was really interesting. Not the easiest track for me. Then we went to Indonesia, which was good because it was new for everyone. So no, it was awesome at Indonesia. I really, really enjoyed my time there, and I think we could have got a lot more out of the race as well. But really, we enjoyed so much the time in Indonesia, and just the layout was awesome. The fans were awesome. Everything was good about Indonesia. So I'll be, definitely keen to go back there next year. And and then we've got Argentina, which was a really awesome track as well. I think like a few of the guys have been there, but not for so many years. So it's been awesome track learning there as well, and we picked it up quite fast. Luckily, we went through Q1, which gave us like an extra 15 minutes track time, which was really crucial. And then Texas was really difficult for me. Honestly, the weekend was not the way that I planned it to be. It was a weekend that we just struggled from the beginning, from FB1, and we worked so well as a team, but we just couldn't find any direction. And it was definitely a difficult one at Texas.
Do you get to see Remy Gardner or Jack Miller at any of the rounds, or is it really separate?
Yeah, honestly, I get to see Jack quite a bit actually this year, like a lot more than the last year. See how we're going. Both of us really just have a little catch up, but no, really good guy, Jack. And I got to see his mum and dad also, which like I haven't seen for ages. So that was super nice as well. It was good to see like some family as well in the paddock, because like we're all like, Australian, so it's good. And Remy, I don't really get to see much, but no, Jack, I get to see heaps and a really good guy. So it's really good, and it would be good. My mum's coming over for the next race as well, so that'll be awesome to have some family as well.
What would you be happy results-wise this year? What would secure a 2023 contract?
Honestly, I think I'm doing enough already at the moment, as in for my first start of the season anyways, let's say. And obviously we want to get some good results here back in Europe, and obviously have higher expectation, after especially in Indonesia and Argentina doing such good results, starting top 5 and things like that. I really hope I can be fighting for a top 5 finish in some races this year, and even maybe try to get on the podium. But we just got to keep working. Every race is a new adventure and a new challenge, and you never know. One weekend can be easy and the next can be hard. So just gotta keep working on that. I would like definitely to finish in the championship, top rookie or in the top 10 in the championship. The best that we can absolutely do, and as a team, and see where it gets us.
Great to catch up, Joel. Good luck for the rest of the season. Coming up after the break, we take a tour of the KTM Group's extensive and impressive setup at the Penrite Pro MX rounds.
Motorsport requires a large commitment. There's no doubt in the commitment of the KTM Group. Not only do they have KTM power products, they also have Husqvarna and Gas. We're going to corner Kyle Blunden here, the motorsports manager for KTM Group Australia, to run us through all 3 trucks. Kyle, it's a massive commitment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. We, having 3 trucks here at the Pro MX is it's a brilliant thing. Like they're our billboards. They take all our equipment every weekend. It's super cool to have.
We see these things rolling down the highway. It takes a lot to get it here. Just explain to us exactly what it takes to get this from being a truck to being a mobile workshop.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a lot of prep work, and you're trying to make things as efficient as possible. So working with the guys, trying to understand their needs, but also what does a rider need on a weekend, and how can we best make sure that they're prepared at any time they sort of hit the track. So we take a lot into consideration when we are sort of gearing up a truck to go racing. That's for sure.
And in terms of this, like you've got obviously all your drawers here. Maybe show us through some of the drawers and what the guys are working with on, for example, Kirk Gibbs' bike.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're very fortunate we've got a partnership with Snap-on. Snap-on have been on board with us now for the last couple of years, and yeah, I mean, the guys have pretty well got, they're pretty well kitted out here, and whatever they need, they sort of have got, and Snap-on have been very good to us, and they're a key partner of ours, which has been really cool.
Just in terms of, I guess, the ease and the speed with which you have to operate, if there's an incident in Moto 1 and you've got to switch a motor or do something like that, you really need to get from there to there in a rapid hurry, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And to be honest with you, today we are on setup day, so we're just making sure everything is presented as it is needed to be, but then on race day we do change our configuration slightly just to really improve that efficiency and speed.
Okay, so speaking of racing, let's go and check out your other two trucks.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go and start with Husqvarna.
Righto. Dual purpose these, they're good looking, they're a marketing billboard, but they're also very functional, these trucks, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, it's got to look good and everything like that. It's travelling down the road, it's at the racetrack on any given weekend, but it does have to be functional as well. Like I said before, we really need to make sure that when the guys are operating in and out of here, if there's a crisis situation or anything like that, that they need to be really on the ball and quick. They can come in, get what they need, get straight back out and get the bikes on the course.
In terms of physical capabilities inside these trucks, if things do go pear-shaped out on the track, you have the ability to really fix things on the fly, right?
Yeah, we do, yeah. I mean, we've got sort of enough parts in here to rebuild whatever needs to be done on any given weekend. But to be honest, when, if we do have something and we need to be done quickly, we have the ability to switch onto a bike that is literally identical to the race bike. Each rider has their own spare bike as well, and they're good to go straight away. Okay, so now obviously stepping out of the truck into the work area where sort of the mechanics are generally busy working on bikes, and well, hopefully not too busy working on bikes, but definitely prepping them, making them look new again, and getting them ready for that next race.
So as we're talking about issues, we're looking at Dylan Wills' bike, but not only do you have his race bike, you have one ready to go, spare.
Yeah, exactly right, mate. So we've, this is his race bike here, the FC250, and he's got an identical version just sitting right there, just in case anything were to happen.
Fantastic. We've done KTM, Husqvarna. Now we should go and have a look at Gas.
Yeah, let's check out Gas.
So Kyle, third stop on the KTM Group Tour here. We find ourselves at Gas Factory Racing, home of Blake Fox, and of course, fantastic get from last year for Hayden Norris. You guys must be pumped.
Absolutely, yeah. Hayden's a great guy, and he's someone that's been around a long time, and to have him on the Gas MC450F alongside Blake Fox is just a really cool thing. Like he's got a lot of experience, he's got a lot still to give, and yeah, it's a really great partnership under you.
Kyle, 3 trucks from 3. Best of luck for the weekend. Do you have a prediction for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'd love to see all our guys on the podium, that's for sure, but we'll give it our all and we'll see where we end up at the end of it.
Thanks so much, mate. Best of luck.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Wow, what a setup. I can't wait to go and check that out myself at the next round of the Penrite Pro MX presented by AMX Superstores, round 3, May 1 in Albury, Wodonga. Also coming up soon is round 3 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship presented by Motul, April 22 to 24 at Wakefield Park Raceway in Goulburn. And rounds 5 and 6 of the Yamaha Australian Off-Road Championship presented by MX Store in Kyogle, New South Wales on July 6 and 7. That's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll see you next time.